Good morning. Good morning.
And finally, new rule, nothing with crypto in the title ever turns out good.
Don't write me about Bitcoin, please. I don't give a f***. Don't ask me.
Bitcoin happens to use a lot of energy. It happens to promote anonymous transactions.
Bitcoin is not a currency.
Not bullish on Bitcoin.
You, John McAfee, believe in the power of Bitcoin. So much so that you'll put your on the table, chop it up, put it in your mouth, swallow.
If it doesn't reach at least $1 million.
99.999% of the people that own Bitcoin are f***ing morons. That's just it.
What's it feel like to be a Bitcoin?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the GM show. I'm your host, Freeman, and I don't know what happened to Matt. He's browner today, but he looks more awake actually than usual. So I'm joined by Akil here, my guest co-host.
The sun in Las Vegas is just beating down so heavy that it's caught a wicked tan.
That was fast. That was a fast tan. I see here in the chat, Tekenza said he is here for the probationary host alpha. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, Akil. Actually, I'm looking for a new host to replace Matt. So really, You're just here as my.
Are you just jealous he's taking too many profits?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
He's actually just quitting. Yeah, he's retiring. He's just like, I don't need this stupid show. I'm making too many profits. So, but anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Akil, for joining us. We're gonna have a fun show here, just kind of chit chatting about the news and the market.
Love that intro. Most epic intro of all time.
Nice. Well, now we can't change it. So everybody go check out gmdefi.xyz before we get started. This is our website where you can find out everything about GMDefi. Check out our tools that we make here. We have our Kimono trading indicator that's free. You can hit us up in the Discord to get access to that, and we will be using that later in the segment. And we are going to try to patch Matt in. I already sent him the link, but he's probably still asleep. But I will also harass him via FaceTime when we get to the charts and see if we can get his alpha on what's going on.
Where copy trade button on website.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna have to set that up, a copy trade just for Mr. Take Profits trading, so that DGens can just follow him into the dark. But also check out Racecar Studios. This is the official Twitter for the show that Akil and John Tyser and sometimes Tiny Thug all do together in the evenings. And so this is another great show, 6:15 p.m. Eastern. So go check these guys out. And it's actually way funnier than our show. And they do like more interesting variety of things over there. So
it's way less
actual
information and more entertainment. We're the GN to your GM.
You guys are the GN to our GM, and but you guys have some good guests on there. That's one really awesome thing. I like Picasso.
I.e. you.
Yeah, myself, of course. Humble brag there. Let's see. So we got these bombshell allegations. We actually talked about this in a Twitter Spaces that I did with you guys last night. But these allegations of fraud as KeyFi takes Celsius to court. One of I think this was the founder of KeyFi, this guy Jason Stone. He made a thread about 16 hours ago about kind of his role in Celsius and everything that happened with Celsius, and how they were pretty much. He was part of this team called KeyFi that was acquired by Celsius, and then they were given $2 billion worth of assets from customer deposits to pretty much go and, leverage trade with. And he claims they were told by Celsius that Celsius was hedging against the losses and all this stuff. But I guess he says they lied, and now they're suing Celsius. So crazy turn of events in the story that keeps unfolding. Really,
What a dumpster fire of a thread there.
yeah, total dumpster fire over here. And yeah, it's like also this guy. I think he kind of I mean, I don't know if there's any like liability that he could then have also in the Celsius kind of Celsius falling apart because he was part of this team that was gambling this money. But this might be his way of trying to like distance himself too from the whole thing, like saying like, oh, they lied to us and I'm going to take them to court, almost like preemptive, so that it's like, so I don't get in trouble.
Is he doxxed?
I don't. Well, he said his name. If it's real, Jason.
Yes, Jason Stone. That
sounds
like Jason Statham's
yeah.
like cousin. Like, come on, no.
Yeah, like some kind of agent from a movie.
Mr. Stone.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So yeah, he filed a lawsuit, and I don't know. You know, there's so many lawsuits with all these companies now. It's just getting a little crazy. So everything's burning
in these crypto streets.
Yes, it is. It is. Solana is has shown a 14% 3-day rally. A bunch of tokens are rallying today. And this article here is just saying that it's found support, and is it going to keep going up? And we're going to take a look at the charts later in a little bit. And I didn't just choose Solana just because I've been like buying Solana NFTs. I promise everybody this was just a headline.
Stop trying to pump your bags for me.
I was waiting for somebody to say it. Waiting for somebody. Circle says that customers can redeem all of their USDC in one day if they needed to. So they're claiming that because of the way that USDC is set up, the way that their reserves are segregated into different accounts with major financial institutions, that protects them from having any issues with like say like a like bank run type situation. So they're at least claiming that everyone could get their USDC out. I don't know. I don't know if I trust any of these stable coins.
I was just gonna say I use DAI, and I'm realizing that might be a dire fail. But usually people are converting to USDCs. Is there a better advantage for USDC, or are they just not all to be trusted?
I mean, I think in general, USDC is kind of the most trusted just because it's backed by like traditional financial institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is the most TradFi stable coin, I think. So yeah, I think, other than that, I know people use like USDT and stuff. People trade that as a trading pair, but I just think that, yeah, all the stable coins are a little sus. And I mean, yeah, I hold USDC when I'm just kind of like letting stuff sit out of the market. But
yeah, I had to take some profits when I saw ETH pumping yesterday. I was like, there's no way it's going to go back down.
Jeez, dude. Yeah. I mean, the pumps have been, the pumping the past couple of days has been kind of crazy across the market. And I see everybody is just filling themselves with hopium again. I think like Twitter is getting filled back with people again. Everybody who left is coming back.
Oh, Twitter.
And it might be a giant trap, but we'll definitely take a closer look at the charts and see what we think about that. SHIB is now accepted for payment at an online sneaker marketplace called Dripto Online. I don't know if you know about Dripto. I've never heard of this.
Sounds sus as hell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about it.
It's like a great way to just like buy fake sneakers by accident and then not be able to get a refund.
I mean, StockX has been caught selling fake sneakers. So what's to say Dripto Online is not a wallet drain?
Yeah, it just seems like, and it's like there's no refunds with crypto, so you're definitely gambling there. Yeah, especially with the biggest players not being able to even keep fake inventory out of the system. So yeah, a little sketch, but I got to spend my SHIB somehow, so at least fake sneakers is fine, I guess. BAYC is sales have reached a low for the year, sinking more than $260 million from January's all-time high. Do you think this is just maybe in correlation with the market, just going down in general and volume being pulled out of the market?
I think traditional news, and also just regular people in general. Like I was on Instagram and people were sharing a Twitter post by a regular dude that was like, BAYC was a pump and dump. You don't see any celebrities posting about it anymore. They got y'all. And I'm like, bro, it's still like $100,000 and the ecosystem's crazy. People have made hundreds of thousands of dollars just off the airdrops and stuff. So being at the top of the food chain, they're going to get a lot of criticism because as we see people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and them other boomers really try to talk down on crypto and Instagram, they're pretty much in the dark. It's just funny how you have Twitter on one side, which is super involved in crypto, and then Instagram, where just a bunch of rugs and misinformation is being spread.
Yeah. And then what is TikTok?
TikTok actually has really good content for crypto. I'm hearing like Kevin O'Leary is on there. A bunch of my YouTube buddies are on there too, spreading content. But it's like different form of content that has to be more catered to a younger audience, more like faster paced content. Yeah, I think it's a smart idea for even us, GMDFi and Race Car Radar, to start clipping some of our podcasts into shorter content and posting it on TikTok. The platform itself lends itself the algorithm to reach new audiences, which I do love.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. And Matt and I have been talking about how bad we need to start making smaller clips for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Reels, or whatever it is.
YouTube Shorts is a cheat code also.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that it's just a matter of time until we kind of get that organized to do that. But I think it would expand the audience quite a bit. And I have been hearing the same thing, that people are saying that TikTok is like the future for crypto, like influence and marketing. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, I'm pretty bad at TikTok overall. So I've got a lot of learning to do. I need to bring on a Zoomer or something and get them to school me about how to do it right.
Yeah, best way to learn TikTok is just consume it or just watch a bunch of Gary Vee videos and he'll throw it down your neck. But yeah, just consume TikTok and you get a feel for, you kind of just do whatever is already working.
Yeah, totally.
YouTube Shorts is the same thing as TikTok. Everyone's trying, and Instagram Reels as well. Everyone's trying to emulate TikTok because they've kind of taken over the market share of people's attention.
Yeah, that quick hit of dopamine shots, just one after another, is really is what everybody's trying to get a piece of. Limewire.
Oh man, the golden days. As a boomer, I'm very nostalgic on this one.
I know, right? Remember Limewire? It's just crazy to think about how it. I can't believe that the brand is still around, but I feel like this is like one of those Radio Shack type plays where it's just like a bunch of new people trying to resurrect an old brand in the NFT space. So
speaking of Radio Shack, Limewire needs to hire me to be their shit poster. Whoever they hired was amazing.
Yeah, Limewire does need a good shit poster. That's true. Yeah. Radio Shack did that really well for sure. Yeah, and Limewire, it looks like they're opening up an NFT marketplace. So it sounds like the wait list is now open. I don't know who's super stoked about it, but I do
go for it right now.
Go do it, dude. Go do it. It sounds like they've got some music partners, including Travis Barker. That's all.
He's everywhere. He's on the Kardashians now. He's like executive producer. Any kid, white kid with a face tat, he's executively producing.
That's so funny. He's trying to bring up the next Travis Barkers. But it does sound like they'll have some original music NFTs actually from Barker, Nicky Jam, Brandy, ASAP, TYY, ASAP Tide. I don't know how to pronounce that. And British rapper H.
Oh, ASAP TyY, I know him.
TyY, that's how that's said. TyY,
yeah. Oh wow, good for
So
him.
yeah, they're gonna have some NFTs from like a bunch of different artists. It sounds
I
like.
mean, I mean, NFTs, the actual utility in the future, I think is going to be most apparent in music. We haven't figured it out now because we're all just degenerate gambling JPEGs. But you know, we saw it with Coachella with the lifetime pass that went for a lot with NFT. I think Ticketmaster is going to be converting their system to NFTs, and it just
Totally.
makes sense because it shows like, oh, I was at this concert like 10 years ago, and you have the blockchain to prove it, and then maybe you have like a lifelong pass or something that you could buy to go along with the band or something. But hopefully this is bullish news. I think people have been saying, oh, music NFTs are next for like literally a year, but there's not really a decent platform to really launch it into the next level.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I think, yeah, and I think concerts and stuff are a super obvious play for NFTs, and like one of the best real world use cases that could really kind of get a lot of people just onboarded into the NFT space. And like you said, it reminds me like people used to keep their concert tickets, right? And they'd like put them on their cork board in their dorm room or whatever. But you know, people like kind of keeping those things as a little piece of nostalgia. And so, yeah, I think this is just the digital version of that. And it can also, you know, you can have other things that you attach to those NFTs and other metadata and ways of then integrating that into the future experiences too, which is cool because it kind of takes it beyond just being a ticket. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Last little piece of news here. Reddit is launching an NFT avatar marketplace, and it's going to be on Polygon because it's eco-friendly. Yeah, so I feel like this is gonna be one of those like things that not a whole lot of people care about, except for maybe hardcore Redditors. So there's just like a couple. It looks like they're gonna have an initial series that they're gonna launch, and it's just like, you know, Reddit avatars, NFT-anized. So yeah, and anyway, yeah, I just think that
Oh, that's the art.
yeah, this is the art.
Bullish.
Super bullish. Fiverr art. It looks like some good
Alexis, it's like Alexis can't afford good art.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Who's the artist? Yeah, we never know. That's the thing with
Maybe
NFTs. We just pretend like we care about the art, but then the artist never gets any shine. So
I know it's kind of sad. Yeah, and I think a lot of the projects are probably all being done by the same Fiverr artists. You know, if you go on Fiverr, those NFT artists, and you look and you see how many are in their queue, it's like there's 80 buyers in their queue. So they're just
they literally have an NFT art category.
Oh yeah, it's like on their homepage now. When you first go to Fiverr, it even is one of the suggested categories, like NFT art, right below the search box. And so then it shows you a bunch of NFT artists.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
I'm hitting this up today.
This is the secret. This is the secret.
Oh, I'm lit right now.
Yeah, that's the secret right there, bro. That's what none of the projects will tell you about, is that everybody's using these.
Someone said I will design a unique NFT pixel art with the 10K NFT collection. It's literally a copy paste of Possessed. Which was like the hypest project in this space and is dumping right now.
That's so genius. Hey, that's a genius marketing tactic.
Seeing a bunch of bored apes on here too.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot. Either these guys are just copying, or a lot of projects just got exposed for using these exact same artists, which I feel like is the second one.
It could be, yeah, definitely could be. I mean, yeah, I wonder how much of these are like the actual art, right, that these artists created. And maybe they did have a hand in creating some of these projects, which would be kind of interesting. But yeah, there's a bunch of artists on here, and they all seem to be doing pretty well. Like some of these top ones have just an insane amount of reviews and a bunch of orders in the queue. This guy has 40 orders in his queue right now. So this is 40 like NFT projects lined up that this guy's gonna design.
I mean, the thing is, I know a couple of Fiverr artists that transitioned like fully into Web3, and Yeah, Fiverr artists probably millionaires, but that's what I'm getting to. They have to actually transition out of Fiverr and be like, you know what, I'm taking 10-20% of the project and an upfront fee. But a lot of these artists are not savvy in their business negotiations to, to do that, and they're fine with whatever this $45 because it's stacking up. They're paying their bills,
Totally.
and you don't know where they're living and how much
Yep.
that goes in Thailand or whatever. But
Yep.
yeah, the move is to start on here, get discovered by a team, and then ask for your percentage.
Damn, there's some Fiverr artist alpha right there. That's a great move. So hopefully a Fiverr artist watches this. We should clip that actually. How to blow up as an NFT Fiverr artist.
Facts. That's a TikTok right there, baby.
Now we're thinking. Man, we got our heads screwed on straight this morning. Let's check out the charts a little bit. I'm not gonna harp on this too much, but at the same time, as I start to check out the charts, I will call up Mr. Take Profits and see. Let's just see if we can get him on the line while I'm starting this. He's probably gonna be in bed still. So just
Ben's is gambling in crypto, stocks, coins, and Vegas now.
Yeah, I mean, that's maximum degenning right there. We'll see if he picks up. But in the meantime, I'm just looking at the daily chart here, and we're in this middle of this kind of pump. But, the real question in my mind is how long does this last? And you can see this little blue line. I'm going to end that. You can see this little blue line up here, and this is the RSI. And when the RSI is really high up here, it means that you're probably approaching an overbought territory. So the price, I would expect to start to kind of, come down here a little bit and at least release some steam. But let's look at let's get down into a smaller time frame. And this is Ethereum, by the way, that I'm looking at, everybody. Let me get my chart right. So yeah, on the 4 hour, I'm kind of seeing similar things here. We've got this red dot on the momentum wave. We have the RSI oversold and coming down now. So we're at least going to get some temporary relief. I think the question in my mind now is it temporary, and do we keep bouncing up higher to challenge like this? My next price level here to challenge would be the 1300 level, and then 1350. So this range between 1300 and 1350 is what I would expect to be challenged next if we can get another pump here. But right now we are retracing down, and if we look at our levels of support, we're trying to bounce off these trend lines here, and we may be able to do it. This trend is not over, but I do see just this trend line, this top trend line coming down, and I see that it's right now it's looking a little bearish to me, at least for the day. Yeah, I mean 6 hour I've got a red momentum wave too. So yeah, I feel bearish vibes today, and that's not to say that overall we're going to keep going down. We may continue the trend upwards. On the daily, we still have quite a bit of bullishness on the daily here, even though it's oversold. But the red money flow down here indicates we're still in a bear market. So I'm trying to keep the hopium alive for this pump to continue. But and there is little signs here. For this really quick trend line here, I think it's a 10 EMA is crossing over the 20 or 30 EMA. My mouse just disconnected. That's cool. It'll come back. I love Apple products sometimes. And this
charging your Apple mouse is like the most genius thing someone's ever thought.
I love the charger that plugs into the bottom of the Apple mouse, so you can't use it.
Renders it useless.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense from a design standpoint. But yeah, this trend line's popping just barely over that the 10's coming like over that 20 there. So that is again bullish. So I'm not discounting that we could still have some more movement upwards in the coming days, but I do think today we're seeing signs that we're going to just be at least blowing off probably a little steam at the top here. So that's what I would expect in the kind of macro for Ethereum. Let's check out Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks the same way. I mean, we've already started this dump here. And I expect that to probably continue throughout the day. So, you know, if I was looking for some trading positions today, which I will be, I trade Ethereum, and I'd be going down to then like smaller time frames and then looking for entries on maybe 24 or 15-minute time frames, and looking for shorts again, and looking just for these key levels. So, you know, here on the 15-minute, you know, if you could get a little bounce here, if this relief, if this pressure kind of relief is over, you'll start to see a bounce on these lower time frames. But, you know, if we can't hold like this white trend line price, you know, then we'll definitely be coming down more on this this time frame too. So yeah, I'm going to be looking for short positions because it's looking bearish, at least for today. So yeah, that's that. Let's look at Solana, see if it's doing anything different. I don't know if there's any shit coins you want to look at.
We gotta cover the content for the pores.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have to keep my pores. You know, everybody who watches this show is obviously pretty poor. So
I almost minted a Solana project yesterday because I like the artwork, and
yeah.
it just, the whole thing looks so ruggy.
What was the project?
I was so scared. It was a dude that was in our spaces last night, and he was wearing a dope PFP, and I was like, what is this PFP? And I'm like, how do I mint? And he sent me the link and everything. I was like, I'm not clicking on that. This looks terrible.
I will say there is just as many ruggers and stuff in the Solana space as there is in ETH, if maybe more. And I've been, you know, I'm a Solana noob as far as the NFTs go. So I've been pretty much just trading NFTs that are, you know, in the top like 20 to 30 kind of trending projects. And then some of the ones that launch on Magic Eden's Launchpad, because I know with Magic Eden's Launchpad, I'm not going to be getting necessarily like, at least it's not a total scam project. You would think, yeah, you would think.
But it happens.
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, there's a couple big projects over on Solana that are, I think there's one that's going to mint today even. And I think the Sweepers is what it's called or something, Degen Sweepers. And there's a lot of controversy and a lot of people saying that the founder of that is just totally going to rug it. But I guess we'll see. It's a popular project, so it's got lots of fervor. But you know, that's kind of like if you have drama around your project, it's like helps you. So
yeah, I was just gonna say it's not about the art; it's about the speculation and the chatter that goes behind.
The shit posting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the art of the shit post, really, on all these. So, but yeah, everything's looking a little bearish to me. Again, this is the 6 hour, and Solana here failed to reach up to the same high here, which is a bearish sign for sure. So, you know, it's got to bounce off these trend lines and come back up for another leg here in order for me to be really optimistic at all. But I'm seeing these lower lows or these, lower highs. And then, you know what, though? I'm getting higher lows higher lows on the momentum wave and lower lows. No, never mind. Sorry. I thought I was seeing a bearish divergence, but I'm not. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing for the charts. Any other tokens you want to look at? Do you have any shit coins you like to look at, or are you just?
I know you guys do Ape Watch.
Oh, dude, thanks. Gosh, see, he's a good co-host. He's a good co-host. Wow, he did Ape Watch. He knows. Yeah, so Ape Watch, we're seeing the same exact kind of trend here, you know, failing to reach the previous high again. So, you know, looking bearish in that term. And, you know, still getting these, you know, in the middle of this green momentum wave here. So again, my question is, as always, how long will these last? And I'm really not seeing a lot of bullish signs. So again, I'm looking at shorts.
And they just announced they did the stress test or whatever with the video game, which looked like ass to me. I'm not a believer in this one at all.
I love the honesty. Yeah, that stress test was like one of those things where I'm like, I'm assuming this is like very bare bones as far as what the game will actually be like, and I really hope so. But I'm definitely not that wasn't like any reason to be more bullish about the project at all. So I think it's gonna, it's I don't know. Did you ever play Second Life?
I know about it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge gamer. Like I
Yeah.
just play like some sports games and then some like Dark Souls games a little because I like dying. But Second Life, it seems pretty intense. Like I'm not like, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Funny. You can say whatever you want to say.
It seems to be conducive for the sedentary lifestyle. I'll leave it at that.
Totally. Yeah. And I'm the same way. I don't really play a lot of video games, but I remember like 10 years ago, this thing came out called Second Life, and it was
what were we just looking at? That looked like some alien sex.
Yeah. What I don't know what that was too. I was like, am I on the right website right now? What is this? But this was a giant world with a bunch of different servers.
After this,
exactly, get it. I mean, well, and they had their own currency and everything that you could exchange for dollars.
Yeah,
and it was kind of ahead of the game as far as like what we're seeing now. Just seems like the Web3 version of this, where you're running around in a world, you can sell skins, you can open your own stores.
I think people try to overcomplicate the concept of the metaverse, but it already exists. It's just not integrated into the blockchain.
Whoa, dang, that's so true. That I think you're exactly right. We've been already kind of moving life into the metaverse over like the past decade, or maybe 2 decades, and now it's just kind of getting put into the blockchain is just kind of another part of the whole ecosystem of the internet that's just getting bolted on now. I think that's pretty accurate. What are these featured items here? Yeah, this is like you can buy skins, so you can make your avatar look sexier in your virtual world.
If you're plugged into the matrix, it doesn't matter. They're pretty much real.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference at this point, right? So yeah, this is like, and I know Bored Ape with the other side, they have their SDK for developers to start developing skins to be sold in the game and all that stuff. So it is just like normal games, but with just the blockchain twist. I think that was very accurate.
I mean, yeah, aside from music, gaming is like the most obvious thing as a utility and to integrate itself into NFTs. But
yeah, for sure.
Oh boy, have the games been terrible.
Oh yeah, I know. So far, there's no game that I don't think there's a game I've seen that like people repeatedly come back to play. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They all just seem like almost art galleries that you can just walk around in virtual space, and that's it, really.
And the problem is, just like the art, there might be a few good games that are like actually gaming, but they don't get the eyes. They don't get the attention that it deserves.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I do like some of those games that are starting to try to use like Unreal Engine and bring characters into Unreal Engine games. I think that's, that's going maybe in the right direction of like trying to create console type games that and have actual gameplay, where there's real actual like, like someone who knows about gameplay and game dynamics and how to make a good game needs to be involved, obviously. And most of these teams, I think, are probably just using like Fiverr game designers.
See, the problem also is that you can start a rumor that someone on your team is loosely associated with some gaming company, and it sells out the project. And then you have a bunch of people who have hundreds of thousands of dollars who are no longer motivated to work as hard as they did when they were broke yesterday, because today they're rich.
Oh, dude, that is so accurate. That is so accurate. I know the number of NFT projects, especially when we were like at the top of the market, the number of projects where it was like, oh yeah, we have either some Hollywood producer or writer, or we have game designers from some big studio. That's what they all pretty much said.
And you like look at Pixelmon and the like, right? You can pay $5,000 for a bomb ass trailer, and that will sell out the the meta has changed, but it used to be a few months ago. You just need a trailer to sell the project, and you suck out the liquidity, and then it's over.
Yeah. Now you don't even need that shit. You barely need a landing page now and a tweet that just says free mint. Just horrid stuff.
Man, the free mint.
The free mint meta, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a quick intermission, and then when we come back, we're gonna go into NFTs. We're gonna just talk all about NFTs. I'm really excited because Akil knows, I think, more about ETH NFTs than I do, for sure. You're more experienced in that.
Nothing.
You've bought you just have bought more expensive JPEGs than I have in that space. I'm too nervous to pull the trigger on expensive JPEGs because I'm just like, I know it's gonna go down after I buy it. That's just what happens to me in the NFT space. Okay, cool. Everybody, stick around, like the show, and we will be right back.
Is rising. Some people might measure those in Fahrenheit, but I choose to measure it in Celsius.
2 weeks later.
Guys, I am pissed. I respected Alex Mashinsky. I respected Celsius. $3 million we have on that platform. It sounded so good. And I will tell you this, there were plenty of people that were warning about this over the last couple of months. And I had the rose-colored glasses on because I believed in Alex and I believed in what they were doing. I was wrong. And you would think that Alex Mashinsky would be smart enough to know that you can't take people's secure assets and make risky investments on DeGen, DeFi projects and products and platforms and protocols and it be safe. And they just didn't stop. They didn't read the tea leaves. It's just numbers on a screen. It's not real. There's no money backing those numbers. It's insolvent. And they've known about this now for months. And so there are people that are going to be losing money due to the fact they trusted Celsius the same way we did. This man deserves to go to prison. I will tell you that right now. With the billions of dollars, how many lives are going to be lost? People committing suicide because they have their life savings on here. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Your life is worth it. But I have to be naive to believe that's not a reality for a lot of people.
They just hate you because you're an annoying, fucking pretentious prick who tries to pretend you know something that you don't. And if it does go up, you're gonna come back and go, yeah, I fucking told you. And that's why people want to see crypto fail. Not because they want to see crypto fail, they want to see you fail.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Diamond Hands, and I treat patients for crypto degeneracy on a daily basis. There are a couple of misconceptions, though, I'd like to clear up surrounding this important medical condition. Appreciating an ascending number isn't wrong. Number go up is a normal and healthy desire. In fact, a recent study revealed that 100% of cryptocurrency patients prefer a rising number. There are people in the media who complain about this, though, but they're mostly unhappy deviants. Your preferences are entirely normal and healthy. Whether you're a full-blown crypto degenerate or someone who's just looking to enhance their natural vigor of your portfolio, there's only one remedy I can recommend to you. Pumpopoli.com. Pumpopoli is a maximum strength, complete and working dApp, not a pre-sale or unhealthy fantasy. Simply apply Pumpopoli to the affected areas of your portfolio to experience maximum gains.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the GM show. He said 99.9% of people who are in crypto are morons. That would mean that at least one of us is a moron, if not both.
शराब पीने के बाद कभी ड्राइव मत कीजिएगा। शराब के नशे में आप किसी मासूम को मार सकते हैं और खुद भी मर सकते हैं। इसलिए शराब पीने के बाद गाड़ी चलाना बंद कीजिए। राजश्री पान मसाला, स्वाद में सोच।
I like it when you move your booty from the
Fugazi. You know what a Fugazi is?
Well, Fugazi, it's fake.
Yeah, Fugazi, Fugazi, it's a Woozy, it's a Woozy, it's not fucking real.
Right.
All right? All right. Stay with me. We don't create shit. We don't build anything.
For watching GMTV.
Thank you guys for sticking around through the intermission. And thanks again, Akil, for joining us today as our very esteemed guest host. We're going to take a look at...
He has to say that because I'm brown.
Oh, that's true. I'm actually trying to just save the face of this show since ever since I don't know. What do you think about the? I know this is totally random, but what do you think about the RRBAYC thing that whole thing that came out a while ago? Do you think that Bored Apes are a secret Nazi
Absolutely
group?
not. That's just recycled in the story that happens every month to cash grab and do weird stuff behind the scenes and create hype. That the Ryder Rips dude is really savvy in ruffling feathers and creating engagement farming on Twitter and stuff. And so, I mean, this isn't his first time that he's used that controversy to sell a project. I think he did it on Sol before, and then he did it on ETH now. And so good for him, man. Like, he understands it's not about the art. It's about the chatter that happens around a project. Good for him. I'm sure he has the money to deal with the lawsuits or whatever the hell is coming his way. So
yeah, for sure. And I think, I think that's what's really funny is that everyone who fell for it and still believes the like mockumentary, they don't realize that they actually fell for the biggest troll. Like they actually fell for the trolling. And it's like they think they know the truth now. And it's like a classic conspiracy theory group. It's like the lizard people rule the world type of group thing where and it really was genius how they used just their knowledge of like memes and the internet and the history of the internet and the the chans and all that stuff to really kind of create this interesting story that was believable enough to trick a lot of people. So yeah, and we've gotten a lot of heat. That's one of our most viewed videos is this one where we're just pretty much saying like all this, and people are just like, all the comments are like, oh, Nazi defenders, try harder. He
understands how, I forget what his background is, but he does have a Web 2 background doing something successful. So he understands how media works, right? It's all very clickbaity and attention grabby. So when you create a story, even when it was debunked on Twitter Spaces live, thousands of people there, it doesn't matter because these poor journalists, they need to fill their quota for the day, and they know that this little story is going to generate some clicks, and so they just keep recycling it.
Totally. Dang, that dropping bombs. So Bored Ape, speaking of which, has top volume in the past 24 hours, 1,024 ETH, floor price sitting right around 92. The Possessed revealed yesterday, and they're down. I don't know if this is still accurate, around 0.36 ETH floor right now, but still 941 ETH volume in the past 24 hours. Just an insane amount of volume.
Yeah, it's 0.35. Yeah.
0.35. I mean, so it had its post-reveal drop, just like every project pretty much does. It was not immune to that. And what do you think about the reveal? What do you think about?
I think it's absolutely trash. I made my money on Possessed, and I made money on Immortal Player character. I mean, in this market, actually, I think I made like an ETH and a half profits on both of those projects itself. So it doesn't matter what I think. They pumped my bags.
100%. That's hard. That's one of the hard things for me actually with NFTs is I like get too attached to my NFTs and then I just hold on to them too long.
I have those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had those too.
It's easier, I guess, when you don't care about the
Immortal Player.
Don't care about the art, then it makes it easier.
Immortal Player character was like apparently a 2018 project, and it's from like a actual boomer who worked on like Spider-Man for Sega Genesis and stuff. So that was like kind of the bull case for that one. But the metadata never populated on OpenSea, so it was just like a blank picture. So it was very easy for me to just like unemotionally trade that project and just aggressively take profits as it was pumping and dumping.
And it's just another shit coin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just another shit coin. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Immortal player character until yesterday when I started seeing it pop up on the trending list. And yeah, that's a totally new one to
I
me.
gotta get you in on our Discord too. I called it the night before at 11:30. It was at 0.03, pumped all the way up to 0.3.
Nice. Wow. Yeah. I definitely have to get in on your Discord for sure. And we'll get you on ours as well. Yeah, we also had floor price increases,
Bears. I knew about it on mint day, but that was when like the free mint thing was going crazy in the beginning. The Omni chain free mint, right? The Tino Dinos, the Mosquito thing, and the Frankie Frank. And then I was like, you know what? They're just pumping and dumping. I'm gonna stay out of this one. But that project, it just goes to show also it's who invests into a project that makes it pump. I know a bunch of Bored Ape people that bought into Bears and kind of influenced each other. So that's kind of what's holding that project up. I think the type of whales who are in a project strongly affect how a project does in the long run.
100%. Yeah, 100%. That's why I do like to check the blue chip holders scores. I know a lot of different NFT tools will show you the percentage of blue chip holders. And that's always something I like to look into before I buy a project. Like if I'm going to actually spend ETH on a project, the free mints, I just degen out and just mint.
I mean, we called WagMe Army in our spaces last night. It was 0.04. It pumped up to 0.13. I think it's around 0.1 now. So
yeah, I remember you guys talking about that in spaces last night actually, and I should have bought one. See, I actually almost every time this is why I do say you guys have alpha on your show, because you guys do call actually a lot of these NFT projects, and every time I've bought a project just based off of what I heard on your show, I think I bought one time when Picasso was on. And it's always been a good, that was the one, the Moonrunners Alpha. It's always been a good call. So yeah, you guys do really good.
The trick I would say is getting, especially in this market right now, getting out as soon as you can. There's no hopium right now. Like stop puffing on that shit. Especially Immortal player character, right? Like I made a huge bag off of, I think I made like 4 ETH off of a project called Crypto Skulls. Which was a historical project, but Gary V shielded and he was in the spaces and stuff. And I think people thought the same thing was going to happen with Immortal player character, but he's too busy shilling V friends and cash grabbing 50,000 supply collections out there. So as soon as Gary V texts me his generic little morning thing, just go for it. Whatever you're pondering and scared to fully jump, but shut the fuck up, Gary V. Like, come on, man.
Gary V's intern, you mean?
My God. Yeah, guys, just aggressively take profits in this market. Everything's pumping and dumping.
Yeah, I think that's very.
There's some good questions by Dekenza I'm seeing there. So there, if you go on Nansen is a tool. If you go on their Discord, they automatically have a wallet tracker where they'll track smart money, which is basically people who have made a certain amount of profits during a certain time period, and it will show exactly what they are trading in one channel, NFT trades, and then in other channel, which is a little less reliable because of the mint bots. Everybody's just minting every free project, but a minting channel where it shows what smart money is minting, so you can kind of get a little bit of an idea on what people who actually know what they're doing are trading.
Interesting. You said that was called Nansen?
Nansen. You know the tools Nansen, Nansen.
I think or Nansen.
Yeah. And then there's another right. Picasso was on our show. He gave me the alpha to a NFT called What the Funks, PHUNKS, and it's actually a mirror alpha project. You're in that project too. I saw
I bought that one too. Yep.
That is you guys amazing. Actually, Immortals I got from that. I saw them post about it at 11:30, and I bought it right away when I read the bull case on that. So it aggregates a bunch of alpha from different projects as a read only, which is good because I'm not trying to talk to too many degenerates on Discord anyway. But always, obviously you got to do your own research and stuff, but it's a nice way to see, because what happens is, right, you have a bunch of people, dare I say, sheepish behavior, that one person, the alpha caller, will call something, and then you're gonna see a bunch of people buy after that, which naturally raises volume and the floor. So it's always something to keep an eye out on. And as I said, undercutters are gonna take profits too, so you just got to watch for when these calls are made. You kind of just got to be glued to your computer screen.
I think they call that a pump and dump, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a lot of what alpha groups pretty much are like little pump and dump groups, like the old Telegram pump and dump groups during the ICO days, kind of is what it reminds me of. But yeah, I mean, the what the funks, I'll put a link in that in the Discord too after the show, because that is a project that I have also really liked just having. It's cheap too. It's a cheap
and it's actual
project.
Utility.
Yeah, it is. I use that every day. Actually, I check out those groups. I just scan through, and it just gives you this essentially aggregation of what all the alpha groups are just suggesting to their members to mint. So he said, how do I become an alpha caller so I can be first to dump?
Start a YouTube page and post every day. So in a year.
What do you think we're doing? Come on, Dekenza. What do you think? You're part of one. We're
laying out the blueprint for you before your eyes.
Yes. And speaking of taking profits, I took profits on Dirt Birds last night, and now I'm
nice.
like, I should have maybe waited a little longer. But with a project like that, you just don't know when it's going to completely die.
Well, what price did you take it at?
I got it at 0.04, so
it's not bad. Yeah, I think
wasn't
it
terrible.
To 0.07, so you missed out on like $100. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, I did. I missed out, but I minted this one for free, so and gas was cheap as F when I did it. So
that's another thing, right? What I'm noticing is like Tiny actually had the alpha on Dirt Birds, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm hearing that some Bored Ape people are gonna sweep," but you don't know when they're gonna do it. You don't know how, deep they're gonna go in with their sweeps and stuff. So we're kind of just at the mercy of being exit liquidity for other people. It's really tough to tell. Even sometimes these charts will show a huge sell wall, and then the sweep will come in and break through these sell walls that you thought were unmanageable. So
yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, right now 9 Bored Ape holders in this project, so not too many.
Nice.
So I don't know. It could still happen. I mean,
159 Goblin Town. Yeah. I heard that's another thing too, right? You gotta, what do they say? Buy the rumors, sell the news.
Yep.
Right. So in the Dirt Bird spaces, a couple of my friends, I think Picasso was telling me that they insinuated that they were loosely based with the Goblin team, but like not saying it directly. But it feels like they're just trying to start the rumor mill.
Bro, don't FOMO me right now. Now I'm gonna buy back in at a higher price. What am I doing?
Don't do it. It's over for them. Yeah, blue chips. The term is a fallacy. The NFTs have been around for not enough long time to really talk about NFT projects as a blue chip. I think the whole entire market is on the shoulders of Yuga Labs, sadly. We saw after the other side liquidity suck how bad things got in the NFT market, and we just don't know. We're kind of in that Netscape era. We don't know who the Google is going to be years down from the road.
Yeah, they probably don't even exist right now. Yeah, I think you're totally spot on. I mean, we are so early. I mean, even crypto, even cryptocurrency is still, I would say the blockchain, we're still early even in the whole sphere. And it's been around for over 10 years. So, I'd say, yeah, the NFT space is super, super early. I mean, Bored Ape is only a little over a year old.
Exactly.
I mean, that's insanely early. So, yeah, I think, man, you dropped a lot of alpha in this chat today. I was gonna ask you, do you have anything like any kind of current essentially projects that are kind of like that you think are a safer or a better buy right now? Not financial advice, obviously, but anything that like if you are looking at like projects that you would hope that you maybe want to pick up a blue chip ish type project, a green chip project.
One of my
in the
favorite
downtown
projects
market.
is Kaiju Kings, because I strongly believe in development teams, and that development team has proven to put out superior products time and time again. And then they have a fervors community who shares alpha, sweeps projects together, and then just has good vibes. When you go in a Discord and they're not talking about floor price and complaining and stuff like that, and they're just generally having a good time, and there's some camaraderie there, that makes me bullish for the long term. And I was in CyberKongs, I was in some of these other bigger projects. I was in Alien Friends, lost a lot of money on that. I was in Creeps, lost a lot of money on that. And it's not just the losing money part. The reason why I never held is because I never got the same vibes as I got from holding a Kaiju Kings. So I think betting on the team, I mean, we hear that time and time again. That's not really alpha, but it's tough in this space to find doxed creators and a huge team who are extremely involved. Like all the devs are active in the Discord. They're active on Twitter Spaces. Usually the devs, they try to take a backseat. They're not really engaging. And aside from their own project, they're constantly trying to provide value. Yes, they did put out the scientist thing recently, but provide value by getting people into other projects and holding AMAs for other projects and whitelists and things of that nature. So
yeah, I'm bullish on teams that are building in the bear and are just continuing to just do their thing and are not phased, because those are the teams that I know are here for like to actually build stuff, and they're not just here for the the top of the market. And so I like that. I might have to pick up one of these. I heard you talking about Kaiju Kings the other night too, and I scrolled through. So that's good to know. Yeah, I like the sound of that project. That's cool. And also I saw they've got, it's a good time to buy just because the floor price is where it is. This seems like it's pretty much holding right around here.
So they have a few different collections. I think the Genesis is going for more than an ETH at least, I'm sure. And then they have the babies, and they all have different types of utilities. The scientists kind of ushered in the new wave of the project where you can, before you would earn a token with your Genesis R waste, but now if you stake either your Genesis or your baby, you can earn R waste. I believe the scientists, if you like injected some liquidity, you could steal some scales. I'm sorry, the new token is called scales. And so they have mutants also, which I'm not too sure about exactly how much they make, but they all have like a prorated amount that they generate in scales tokens, which is honestly cool. To be flat out honest, I'm not a big fan of staking and stuff anymore, just because of the Ponzonomics. We haven't figured out the tokenomics of gaming and the staking stuff as of yet, because the utilities are not matching up to what people are putting in. I think the market trades on speculation a lot better, but as I said, I'm just super bullish on the team.
Yeah, I'd agree there. I think definitely a lot of speculation plays. I mean, that's kind of what everything is about right now. And because we don't even have really great roadmaps or templates, or it's once somebody does something that works well, you get everybody copying them, of course. And we don't have a good project to really copy, because our best roadmap right now is Bored Ape Yacht Club, and that's just okay. It's not really a true, I think, good utility yet. And we'll see if it evolves into it. Same with Moonbirds. I get it. Moonbirds seems like just the VC alpha group kind of, it's like the Silicon Valley Alpha Group. And I want to see something more come out.
I mean, I'm a fan of no roadmap, right? Because I think people have to realize that nobody knows what the hell they're actually doing. We're all just going with the fly. But what happens is the roadmap creates speculation, right? Where their projects are kind of forced to show these empty, almost, most 99% of the time empty promises just to sell a project so people can puff on opium. But I think it's just better to, I mean, God bless Zagabond for admitting he rugged 3 projects, but the way he definitely did learn from those 3 projects, because the way that they drop Azuki news is how it should be, right? They work, and then they just, even in the traditional markets, right? Nobody, there's a reason why, because I come from more like fashion and music background. Nobody's doing interviews and like talking about what they're going to do. Right? They say they might just tease. I have some things in the background, or there's NDAs where people can't talk about it, because the impact of just dropping something on people's heads is way more significant than like hyping it up to a dull moment.
Yeah, I think that's why people like these kind of degen mints where there's almost no information, just kind of drops. I think that's why Goblin Town worked so well, because not only was they're very mysterious, that the space is obviously them LARPing like goblins was also very new and mysterious. And so I think people, that's why an album drop works well. Yeah. I mean, you get a bunch of new music all at one time, and you can go, binge listen to it over and over. So yeah, I think it's the art of the drop, right? The art of the launch. And I think over promising and then under delivering later hurts your project in the long term. And then that's when you end up being labeled a rug.
Exactly.
And in the traditional business space, businesses fail. So, you can't expect that someone, just because their first project failed, that they now are banned from the space and can no longer build, and we no longer trust that person. At least they're trying to build. And that I will say that about Zagabond, at least, he admitted to it, and, he's still building and trying to build something better, it seems. So
I agree. It's just the double standard, right?
Yeah.
It's if the floor price is up on a project, where they're excused. Yeah. But if the floor price went down and they tried everything, they did everything they could, but maybe the community was ass, it's still on the owner. Like, oh, he rugged. Like, look at Satoshi, right? He basically dropped an open edition before he was like, I'm rugging motherfuckers, MFers. And he dropped a cash grab project, and people championed him. And he literally dropped a cash grab before he rugged. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody really put it like that, but that's true. And it is funny, because when he launched that follow-up project, it was like, oh, this reputable person is launching another project, and it's like, not really. And I see what you're saying, and this space has a lot of growing to do too. And I do think that's why the doxing movement is probably good.
Yes.
It was fun to all be anonymous and all this stuff, but I think doxing founders and creators, we need to move towards that, because that was the standard in every other space where people build and ask you for money. Just because we have dark web roots and anonymous roots here doesn't mean we can't start to evolve, especially if we're going to be giving people millions of dollars to play with. I mean, that's it's taken really lightly in this space, when really we should be treating these all as like little startups we're investing in. So
100%.
Except for my degen freemans. Those are just lottery tickets. Exit liquidity. Okay, well, I think that does it for today. I want to thank Akil for joining us. It's been really awesome. Actually, it was no problem filling the dead air, and we didn't have any of it. You dropped a lot of great advice in the show, and I think people are going to really like this episode. I'll cut it all up and turn it into millions of clips and farm engagement off of you. So thank you for joining us.
Appreciate you having me on.
Check out Race Car Studios every night, 6:15 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And what else? What else? Show us other things.
Race Car Radar from Race Car Studios. It's the podcast, and then we're also starting a recurring Twitter Spaces. So get at us on the metaverse.
Yes, we'll see you on the other side, everybody. And thank you guys for joining us. Let me get the outro music going. Yep. Okay, everybody. We'll see you guys Monday. Actually, no show tomorrow for us. So have a great weekend, everybody, and don't.